Welcome back to Urban Regenerative Gardening, where I show you how to garden without buying pesticides, fertilizers, how to seed save, how to start your own plants inside, basically how to not spend so much money in your gardening. Today I'm in my indoor garden here, again, because it's raining, and it's December. Here's my newer lettuce. Here's lettuce I did it's been probably like 3 months. Starting to get a nice head on this one here. I'm kind of excited because I got a bunch of leftover turkey from frozen in the freezer. Make a turkey sandwich. Make some homemade mayonnaise, homegrown lettuce. And here's my potatoes. I'm doing a little potato experiment. I started these guys way down in a pot, and every couple weeks I add soil, trying to promote potatoes. See what happens. I'm hoping with my better soil that I got now and the better lights I got, I'll have better success. I tried this about 2 years ago and it didn't work, but it might work this time because I got a lot more potatoes this year in my garden outside, so maybe that'll translate into inside. So it's been 2 weeks since I added soil to this. I can probably kind of top this off. I'm actually thinking about, these guys will get really long, and I'm thinking about maybe doing like a whole shelf with these, and when they get really long, and when they hang down over the pot, I might put like another pot there and start just letting it spread along. So I'm trying to come up with an idea. I might use something like this, some kind of a pot like this or something. That way I can start lower down and promote more potatoes maybe that way. Just trying to think outside the box here. I think I have one. I'm not sure. No, I don't think. I have to go back to the Dollar Tree store and see if I'm gonna pot these out today. There's probably between 5 or 10 there I'm gonna pot out. Next week, these will be ready to put in their own big pot. These are red beets. So I just like to keep busy in here, come up with different things to do. Here's my peppers. They're doing really nice. Think about making some chili here in a couple weeks and harvest these peppers. Looks like I got about five good sized ones in there. A couple little baby ones. This one's starting to come on now. This one wasn't doing much, but I noticed recently it's getting some new growth on it. When it gets bigger, I'll give it a bigger pot. If you've been watching my channel, you see a couple weeks ago I straightened these all out here, leveled them off. And this was like down here. Now it's coming. Looks like it's gonna be getting really close to the light there by the time I get to Christmas. That'll be pretty cool. Stay tuned for that. And I got some seed saving things going on too. These are some really healthy looking string bean plants that I have. I got a really good harvest, whole bunch in my freezer. So toward the end of the year, I just let them go here. I'm hoping they dry out. They seem to be taking their time. It had been kind of rainy and stuff, so some of them are starting to dry out. Right here's drying out pretty good. But you have to let them thoroughly dry out. And then you can take them out of the pot. Like this one's really dry here. I could show you real quick. Yeah, this one's good enough. Can't get it off there. Look out. Kitty cat. There's a kitty cat. This is the cat's garden. My garden is outside, the cat's garden is inside, because she's an indoor cat. Gotta show you here. So yeah, let them dry out thoroughly. Just there it is. That's what you plant. Nice dried out seed there. So, and then I use, for these, I got these small containers I keep for little seeds that I've been saving up. Like my turmeric and whatnot. Cinnamon, stuff like that. Got them over there. I'll put my own little label on them and whatnot. These bigger ones, I use like a jar. There's a bunch of them there. 6 of them. Pretty nice. They're not pretty good looking ones there. Like I have with my peas here. That's the way I like to save these bigger ones. I only have a lot of examples here. There's some bags I bought at the store. I'll have to find something. Probably, maybe something like these. I keep some of these containers aside. Maybe put them in there and just label it. But for now, I'll just put them in. Let them continue to dry out in case they're not all the way dried out. Another thing about these peppers, everything was growing on this one side of the pepper plant and it was like leaning way over. I thought, well, I gotta put a stick or something in there, but I didn't want to. It was time for me to get back to work, so I just stuck this here. Kind of wedged it. Seems to be holding up pretty nice. Holding on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get a stick and stick it in there, tie it onto use it like a stake and try to hold it straight up that way. Because the weight eventually will just get heavier and heavier as they get bigger, or maybe even snap off a branch. I don't want that to happen. So those are the kinds of things you gotta do. I was in here watering and I seen a ladybug. I think it's been 8 weeks. I'm almost losing track of the weeks. I've been putting them all over here on this pepper plant, hoping they can find each other and hang out. I don't see any other ones. I think 2 last week. And this is the first one I saw this week. Pretty cool. I was just watering the potatoes and I noticed, looks like last time I put dirt in there, some of these branches must have shot out some roots, because there's a new one there, and that looks like a new one. And there's like a root starting to just kind of run along the ground. It's pretty cool. I did 2 experiments last time. I completely buried one of the branches, one of the plants, and it didn't do anything. I put a stick there where I put it, it didn't come up. So that didn't work. Didn't work on the other side either. So, but it looks like these branches are shooting out. That's how you promote the potatoes. They'll shoot out. They'll get potatoes along those branches. So I'm debating whether I put more dirt in. Probably put more dirt in this week. Because I gave it 2 weeks for those plants, those ones that I buried, and they come up, and they're not coming up at all, so. I'll go ahead and fill that out the rest of the way this week. Earlier, I just casually mentioned that I was gonna make some homemade mayonnaise, and I thought to myself, I ought to show you guys how I make it. So let me get my readers on here so I can read my I like to use a jar like this because I have an emulsifier, like a blender on a stick. There's my, maybe you can do a screenshot on that if you can read it. But anyway, I'll tell you what it is. It's three eggs, pasture-raised eggs, 1 teaspoon of mustard, Dijon mustard. Could be any mustard, really, I guess. And I don't do the teaspoon. I just put a squirt in it. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then the oils that I use, you can use different. As long as they're one of the 3 healthy oils. I use half a cup of avocado oil and half a cup of coconut oil. That seems to, the way the coconut oil gets stiff like that, I think that part of it kind of gives it a little bit more of the right kind of texture and the flavor. You can use olive oil also, it's another healthy oil, but they say that's kind of bitter, so I might try it someday. I think I have some extra olive oil I might try to use. I have this really healthy olive oil I found, and I just do like a tablespoon every day just for my health. I have extra, I might use some of that someday to see if it tastes any difference. 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of salt. Between the apple cider vinegar and the salt, I think that's like the preservatives, why you can keep it in the refrigerator for a while. But the one catch with the coconut oil, you gotta kind of melt it. So that's what I'm doing here. I got it on the melting. Not sure if there's enough there. I might have to do a little more. I didn't want to do a whole. I wanted to use that jar up, so. This is my emulsifier. These guys are they really come in handy. I don't know how I live without it. Like when I make homemade spaghetti sauce, this just takes it to a whole nother level. You can get everything in the pot and just take this thing and just run it around in your sauce and just really just smooth it out. Take all those chunks out of it. It's awesome. I'll get it put together here. And it's real simple to use. It's just low and high. Plug it in. I don't like to plug things in when I'm messing with it because this is where all the action is, and you definitely wouldn't want to be. You wouldn't want your finger to be down there. That would be really bad. So be careful with this thing. Yeah, once I get this going a little bit, I just turn the heat off because it'll finish. It'll finish melting because the hot water's hot in there. So this time of year is December. So this time of year I start not necessarily trusting getting them at the farmer's market because they're not eating bugs anymore unless the people are like growing their own maggots or whatever somehow and feeding it to their chickens. And you just don't know. They say, okay, they're pasture raised. I don't want to eat eggs that are eggs from chickens that are eating grains. For my personal preferences, I don't. So what I do this time of year is I buy different pasture raised eggs in different stores, and you crack one right next to the other in a pan, and the one with the darkest yolk, whichever one has the darkest yolk, that's the one you want to eat. That's the one you want to consume, because it's most likely to be high in the omega-3 and the nutrients. So many good things about pasture-raised eggs. Could go on forever probably about it. But yeah, it's the omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, which is why you don't want to be eating things with greens. One reason why. The other reason why is when you say grains, the grains are raised in fields that have the glyphosate in them. They're using the glyphosate to keep the bugs down. Sometimes they're genetically modified so they can withstand the glyphosate. So now you just have that much more glyphosate in the plant. So you just don't want that. It's bad for your gut microbiome. So just by the way, I'm 56 years old and I can do 10 one-handed push-ups. So take that for whatever. Maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't. Maybe somebody could show me how to do 10 one-hand push-ups. 11 one-hand push-ups. No. Anyway, there's the eggs. And then the apple cider vinegar. You want to make sure it's organic, and you want to make sure it has the mother and it's unfiltered. Where does it say with the mother? You want to make sure it says mother, organic, and unfiltered and unpasteurized. And then, of course, the enzymes. That's the good stuff. And then you want to make sure on the bottom there's always it wasn't, I already took some this morning with my regular regimen, so the mother wasn't laying. It'll collect on the bottom, so you need to shake it. This way you're getting everything every time you use it. And this is the healthiest lemon. Actually, the healthiest would be to buy organic lemons in the store and squeeze it. But, this is enough work as it is, so this is organic, and this, so this is the best one here that I could find in my area. I got the 3 eggs in there. Got my half cup measuring. There's the avocado oil. Right to the top. Alright, here's that, and then get my coconut oil. I spooned out a little bit more and stuck in there. Make sure it's a half a cup. Yeah, the only part of this that's kind of a pain is the avocado or the coconut oil. You have to melt it in order to measure it properly. Probably get a little more in there. There you go. I had plenty. Maybe not. I put a spoonful in there. Might have been what I needed. But the rest you can just... This is some messy stuff. Look at all of them spoon. You could do all avocado oil if you want. If you don't want to do this part. But I think it adds... Because of the way it solidifies, I'm trying to think of the right word. I think it makes it a little thicker because of the way it probably tries to go back to this part of it, you know. I think it adds a little bit of a thickness to the mayonnaise. Maybe a little bit of flavor too. I'll just pour that in there for next time. You can get probably a good 3 or 4 batches from one of these. I get these in Aldi's. Because they're the ones that they're organic. Anytime you can get organic, when you get organic, besides it's not organic, the main difference is it's not genetically modified, and you're not getting the glyphosate, the weed killer. That's the main reason why people go organic. Hey, so that's that. Got those 2 in there. Just go down the list now. Mustard. It says a teaspoon of mustard, but I just squirt mustard in there. I just squirt mustard in here. Because trying to do it's messy to try to put a teaspoon in something like that and then scoop it out, and then you got this mess, and it's like, why am I doing this? So much easier to just squirt it in there. With apple cider vinegar, tablespoon apple cider vinegar. Here's the lemon juice. I forgot to get the apple cider vinegar on camera. Oh no. I think you know what get the gist of it. Fill that up, dump it in there. And then that's it, salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. One teaspoon of salt. Alright. So here's the fun part. Plug this guy in here. I basically put it on, I hit low on this thing. I don't think I've ever used high. It literally picks up the jar. So I can't really show it on camera because I use more. You gotta kind of hold the jar at the top and pull up on it and kind of go back and forth. Maybe I can show you here. There it is. You got it. Yeah, these things are awesome. When I looked it up, I seen the cheaper ones, I seen the really expensive ones. I just got one like in the middle somewhere. It's been a couple years. Still working. And then I'm making it. I was gonna make this later and then make some sandwich, like turkey sandwiches with mayonnaise and lettuce and turkey. But I thought about it. This is like right now it's kind of runny, but when it cools down, it thickens up, and I think it's because of that your coconut oil. But either way, for whatever reason it thickens up. It thickens up. So I made it now. That way later when I go to make my sandwich, my mayonnaise will be ready to go. So that's that. That's how I make homemade mayonnaise. Like I said, if you want to not mess with that coconut oil and just use all olive oil, or not olive oil, avocado oil. You could do it that way. This apple cider vinegar, just keep out. Doesn't have to go in the refrigerator. This needs to go in the refrigerator. So that's that. Go back up in the garden and work. Okay, so I'm gonna change, because I'm gonna bring these big pots up and work on them. So I changed from this is my setup for doing small stuff, and here's my setup for doing bigger stuff here. Kind of move that out a little. Put this big. Gotta get it out so it doesn't. Okay, there. Now I got a bigger surface to work with there. Grab this. And now I'm gonna fill in around these guys here. I'm trying to spread them out. Like maybe put these over this way. Get everything to cover like the whole pot as much as I can. It's been working so far for the most part. I spread this way thinking stuff would come up through here, but hardly anything did. So I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Yeah. But for the most part, like if I put that there, that'll hopefully some of these little guys here will shoot up. But I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till next week. Just see, I wanted to lay this down here, but it's not tall enough yet. I think I will wait another week on this one. Let's put this one aside. Over here. I'll wait till next week when they get more longer. Spread them out the way I want. Harvest some of this lettuce for my turkey sandwiches. What? Where's my... Oh yeah, here's a knife. Now look at these guys in the middle. Boy. I was looking at these on the end here. That's the one I could see. I pull it out and these guys in the middle are nice and thick. Dark green. Oh, look nice. I think I'll take the bigger ones. Take like the biggest. If I harvest like these two, these ones will probably get more light. They'll be able to get. So I'm gonna do that. these two. Be kind of there. I want to just cut it off with a knife here. Oh yeah. There it is. I forgot to bring my bucket up from my scraps. Alright. I'll just do it on the table here. No, I'll do it here. I'll do it like this. Just take these scraggly ones off the end here. What's nice about indoor lettuce is this is clean. If it's outdoor lettuce, when it rains, it splashes dirt up into the lettuce, and you have to clean it. This is clean. The very bottom might have a little bit, but I could just kind of wash it, swipe that away there. Yeah, so I just like finish cutting that off there.